Months ago, the Ag Committee suggested around $23 billion in cuts to the next Farm Bill. As we know now, the designated super committee in Washington failed to come together, and sweeping cuts across the board are now in store. UNL Extension Public Policy Specialist Brad Lubben joined us this week to talk about where this Farm Bill currently stands.
We've talked a lot about it. We, in the last couple months of 2011, thought we might actually wrap this up in a quick process. Alas, the super committee effort failed. We start over in 2012.
So how does this program get designed now?
Well, sure, we start over the process. We could imagine a whole new policy debate about what a farm bill should look like, but we're very likely to start at least with a markup bill, a piece of legislation that the committee first considers. That language very much could look like what was discussed in November.
So it's possible that, the overall language is the same, but
Right.
the designation between how it's governed, whether it be state, county,
Right.
district, farm, could be different.
Right. I mean, that's been the fundamental debate. If we look at how the safety net works, and we look at the current acre program, the revenue-based safety net, well, it was tied to a state trigger. Much of the debate has been about how do you revise that safety net? How do you strengthen it, make it more relevant? There have been proposals to shift the trigger from a state to a crop district, perhaps to the county level, even all the way to the farm level. That's been fundamentally part of the debate. That's been part of the proposals from November that will probably get serve as a starting point here in 2012.
So when you talk about shifting it to the farm level, that seems like it would be more of a cost.
That's right. It improves the performance of the program in the sense of protecting risk. Well, if it improves the performance, it improves the expected payments and thus the expected cost of the program. Now, as a counterpoint, yes, a modified revenue safety net that goes all the way to the farm level spends more than what the acre program previously spent tied to a state level, but it does not spend as much as what the direct payments were, which everybody presumes are gone as part of the safety net.
Each time we talk about the farm program, whoever it's with, we hear that farmers want crop insurance protected. They
Right.
can do without direct payments, but this design option, how does this, when we're talking about how it's divided up, how does this
Right.
relate to crop insurance?
Well, as we've seen this discussion on the revenue safety net, and you move from state all the way to farm, you effectively are introducing another form of farm level coverage which mimics crop insurance. So the debate is not about whether these are separate programs almost anymore. The debate is about what level of loss does each portion protect. And most of the proposals suggest that the safety net would kick in first down to a certain level, and then crop insurance, an individual producer's decision, would have to protect below that.
Overall question here, as we go back to this level, this state level, what does this mean for producers here in Nebraska?
Well, our analysis, we've been fortunate to have some Nebraska Soybean Board funding of some research ongoing here to study farm income and policy modeling. This analysis clearly shows across the state, as you move the safety net closer to the farm, you improve the performance. You do drive up the cost, but by any calculation, it's less than the current direct payments. So producers will perhaps have a safety net that's more relevant. It'll also be smaller than what they've currently been receiving.
And this farm program, the Farm Bill, is supposed to be done by September 2012.
Right.
Any reason to think that it's not going to be?
Well, this debate starts over. Perhaps here in the coming months we'll see a substantial committee debate, but there's every reason to think that in the midst of an election campaign that we have a lot of discussion. We probably don't reconcile anything until a lame duck Congress returns after the election.
And then they get to have fun with it.
They get to put it to bed, hopefully quickly, to meet the deadlines.
As this debate is far from over, we'll continue to bring you updates as they come on Market Journal.